Hoka, hey, Alita Army. Welcome to the Alita Livestream of May the 2nd, 2025, Mars Chronicles, Chapter 17. This is Mars, where we discuss all things to do with the movie Alita Battle Angel, the source manga Gundam, and the greatly desired sequels. I am your host, Creek Indian from Denver, Colorado. And with me from Germany is Avon Cosplay. How's it going, Avon? It's great to have you on.
Oh, hello there. So far so good. A little surprised by myself that I'm still awake at this time of day. It's like midnight for me now, so.
Yes, yes. And also from Germany is Smendrick. How's it going?
So for me to say Grüß Gott an alle hier im Stream.
Yeah.
And hello, Hunter Warriors out there in the world. Yeah, it's okay. Started raining a few hours before. Had a very warm, very summer-like day. So
nice.
This was really good.
Cool. And from the Shires in England, we have Lottie. How's it going, Lottie?
Hello, hello. How is everyone? It's nice and warm here.
Cool.
ChatGPT just made an Alita art. My final one of the day. I hit the creation limit, and it made her one hand human. Devastating.
Damn it.
Well, maybe it's the Imaginos body there, Lottie, and she can kind of imagine her
yeah,
hand.
of course, but it just looks weird the way one hand is human and one hand is cyborg.
Yeah,
and it made her face look so good as well. It's so frustrating.
Yes.
Are you generating these with GPT, or are you doing this locally on your machine?
I'm doing it via ChatGPT.
Okay.
It's better than it used to be, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's always been this good. But I'm having lots of fun. Creaky,
also,
sorry, go ahead.
And I want to go ahead and...
I thought we were done with the intros, but I see
no, we're not. And from Joyzy, we have Johnny Kendall. How's it going, Johnny?
Hey, guys. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. I got it right? You are from New Jersey.
Yes, okay. You are right.
Because sometimes you're pretty close to Philadelphia. You know how these things work out.
Right,
so,
right.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm glad to have everybody on board here. We got the German contingent here today. So, as they say in Germany, alles klar. So anyway. So anyway, guys, well, it's good to have everybody on board. That's for sure. Before we get into the main topic, I just want to go over a couple of administrative things. We still got the LA Fire fundraiser going. We've raised almost $1,400. I have sent all the money that GoFundMe has sent me. I have sent all the money that I have put into GoFundMe and that has been given to GoFundMe by various people. And they still owe me some money, but that's okay because I think I put David Birch, which is our guy, in Jealous. He sent $99, and I put that in there a couple of weeks ago. It was last week. That's right. So, but anyway, that's all right. They send it periodically. They don't just send it every time somebody contributes. But if you can, the link you see there below the image on the screen, there's also down in the description. So if you can give us a little money there for the LA fire victims, we sure would appreciate it. No amount is too small. €1, $1, £1, whatever you got, that would be, it sure would be greatly appreciated so we can help those folks out, because that's horrible, to have your house destroyed by fire like that. So, we want to let those folks know the Elite Army cares about them, and we want to help them out as well.
Do we know what the latest plan for the city is there? Are they rebuilding all the houses?
I think they've been in the process of building all the houses, and they're not done yet. So, yeah.
You're especially creaky this evening.
Yes, I know. I did not get any 3-in-1 oil for my chair, so
No, you need to get on that.
yes, I know. So anyway, but besides, I kind of like to aggravate you guys too. So.
It sounded like you were doing it on purpose because I showed up when I said I wasn't coming.
Yes, it
So
did.
I have to be extra creaky today.
Extra creaky. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, and creaky. I
Yeah.
might be seeing you in Austin at some
Oh,
point.
nice. So you were
Possibly.
able
We'll
to.
see what happens.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
got in.
nice.
It's filling up fast. It's filling up fast because we thought we missed it. I was literally about to invest.
Yeah.
And then it hit the 1.5 goal overnight. I think it was because they went on the podcast, Joe Rogan and Lex Fridman. So that must be why it suddenly had that massive jump. And now it's already filling up fast again. It's already at 1,994,000.
Yeah, of course, Vladi, I have a slide coming up on that.
Oh, we can get into it then.
Yeah, so Alita, Rave, and I are going to go, and so are you now, Vladi. So
when are you? But we don't know when, do we?
No.
Is it going to be an investor meeting when we all go at the same time? I assume.
I guess I don't know what the story is there. What you'll start seeing, Vladi, now that you're an investor, and you'll have to commit your investment a little later on too.
What do you mean commit?
Well, you have to confirm it. They offer you an opportunity if you want to withdraw, you can. But Alita, Rave, and I we've already committed. So we're.
I mean,
we don't want to withdraw.
It's just it takes a couple of days to go through.
I'm hearing investor meeting. I know this about the project by Robert Rodriguez, Brad's Knuckle Films, or what it was called. And then I'm like hearing Austin. I'm like looking around frantically, like, are these guys going to do what I think they're going to do?
Yes. Well,
breaking into Iron City.
Yeah.
No.
Iron City.
Yes. He says they're going to have a meeting at the studio, so we'll see. I don't know.
So it's got to be at Iron City, surely, unless they'll probably tear it down a week before we go there.
I don't think so. They're not going to tear it down when they do that sequel when that's coming. Yeah. So but anyway, I don't know yet, Lottie. That what you'll start getting notifications. And it's kind of got a little notifications tab when you go on the website. So they'll let us know. Plus, you'll get it in your email too, by the way. So we'll. But I got a slide coming up on that. We can really wax lyrical about it when we get there. So anyway, back to this. If you can, any amount you can donate, we sure would appreciate it. To help those folks out, because like I say, that's horrible. I can't even begin to imagine what that would be like. So anyway, also we got the Alita sequel petition going, and I guess over the past 4 months, I guess it's been, or something in that neighborhood, somewhere around there, maybe 5 months. I don't know. We've added 229 signatures to the petition. It kind of made a little jump this time. It was like at 450 something, I think, and now it's at 470 there, the last 3 digits.
Probably because of all the news lately.
Could be, so, but anyway, if you haven't signed the petition yet, there you see the link is below that image on your screen right there. And that link is also down in the description. So you just click on that, and you'll sign the petition by entering your name and your email. Now you can specify that to be anonymous if you don't want your name and email to get out on the internet, which I really understand why you wouldn't. But if you want to donate to this also to help promote it, you can, but it's not a requirement. You do not have to give money to this. All you need to do is sign it, and you've done your job as an Alita Army member. And this is our way to remind Disney, not that they need reminding from us, because I am so sure they're aware that we're here. It's our way of reminding them that, hey, we want this sequel for our girl and our queen. We want this, give it to us. As a matter of fact, you guys have heard me say this many times. The Creek wants 6 movies, and I want Rosa in every single one of them. So, I want her to play Alita for as long as she wants to play Alita. That's what I want, which I think what'd she say? She'd play Alita for the rest of her life or something like that. So, anyway, we love our queen. We want her to get these sequels. And you do know that she actually, there was was this a Deadline, I think, and a couple other internet publications that she backed out of her or requested to be relieved of her, contractual obligations to that series Einstein, and that's cool, because hopefully, maybe, she knows something, but anyway, in a way I was a little bit disappointed because I was looking forward to seeing her on Einstein, on the TV, but they pushed that back a year.
They can't be messing Rosa around like that.
Well, it's not that they're messing around with her that much. I think there was some other issues there that they pushed it back a year because they had a tight schedule for what they were doing, and I get it, but Rosa is she's in demand, I mean, she can't just wait around a year for this stuff, so so I think she just backed away from it, knowing that there's a greener grass on the other side there, or greener grass in the future, I guess I would say, so but anyway, sign the petition if you can. We sure would appreciate it. If you haven't signed it yet, click on the link below in the description. And as you know, April the 8th is the last day that Alita is going to be on Netflix. Now, this is not Netflix.
May, Creaky, May.
What did I say?
You said April.
Oh, shit, I'm behind already. Must have had a senior moment. Anyway, so yeah, May the 8th. May the 8th is the last day that Alita is going to be on Netflix. So, and Charlie Smith, I forget how many views because he's been tracking this, how many views that Alita has received. It is some ridiculous number of millions of views.
99 billion.
Well, no, it's not 99 billion. Bloody, but
we don't know that. It's a secret. It might be.
Well, no, he knows.
Seconds watched, 99 billion seconds watched.
Oh, 99 billion seconds, yeah. But in terms of just views, it's way over 20 million. I don't know how many it is for sure, but yeah, it's leaving, and I've been promoting the crap out of this on my channel, so I've been. And that's helped, I hope, a teeny bit. My channel is not near as big as what Netflix is, how many folks watch Netflix for sure. But the way I see it, every little bit helps, and since I've got, 260 something thousand subscribers, and I've got, I don't know how many people have watched Alita on my channel because, they have to rent it. They can't watch it for free, but it's several thousand, so, every little bit helps, I think, to help get our girl and our queen that sequel, and that's what we want, for sure. And, but yeah, like I say, it's going away now. This is not Netflix in the US or Canada because, it's Netflix. It seems like Netflix everywhere else except where we are, type thing, but that's all right. I'm still promote the crap out of it. I want the sequel, and I figure this is another good way. The more people see Alita, I think the better chance we get to having a real positive, kind of pushback or whatever for, getting the sequel. And Disney will see this, so it's just a matter of time. Of course, James Cameron has been busy with the avatars, but, I guess between him and Robert, I think, Robert Rodriguez, I think, I think time's coming. It's fast approaching, and I have a lot of confidence, and that's all I'm going to say about that. I do believe, I do know we're going to get that sequel. So anyway, so if you haven't watched Alita on Netflix, or if you've watched it 10 times, how about watching it 11 times? If you watched it 20 times, how about watching it 21 times? If you watched it 100 times, watch it 101 times. Watch it again. So, because every view helps, I think. And this is what we were talking about a while ago. I guess I'm glad to hear you were able to invest there, Vladi. So, Smendrick, did you get a chance to invest?
I co-invested.
Indeed.
Oh,
We are one.
nice. Yes. Now, are you going to be able to go to Austin there, Smendrick?
No, no.
Oh, I'm
We
sorry to hear
have in
I am
Germany.
his avatar.
In Germany, we have a travel warning, and I'm my diseases are too heavy to travel over the ocean, so
So I'm going
I
instead.
so I
okay.
co-invested instead.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So we have a very important representative in Iron City, and yeah, he's doing his job. I know this, and yeah, it's nice.
Well, we'll have at least 3 Elite Army members there. That's going to be cool, man. I mean,
Yeah. You should do it, really.
Yeah. Oh, I've already invested. Leader Raven, I invested and confirmed.
Avon, did you invest?
I know about this, or at least I have to admit it fell off the back of my memory for a while. But I do remember about this project being teased, but no, I haven't invested yet. I have to look into this again. So
They are closed.
Yeah,
Go on the site. Go on the website. They are closed now.
Now it used to be.
This minutes.
Oh my god! That was so fast.
Yeah.
It's lucky I invested.
told
Lucky I finished it right after work. I was like, oh, surely we've got a few more days now.
Well, we got 2 weeks. We got 2 weeks to go almost.
Click on it.
It's full now. Maximum goal reached.
Oh, I just copied this morning.
Oh no!
You are much too slow to play the game.
Yeah, I'm too slow to play the game. That's right. Yeah. All right.
I sent you the link, Creaky.
Okay. Well, yeah, I got the link. I have, certainly, I have invested. So I mean, I got the link. You know how to get it.
I know, but so you don't have to look. Fully funded with 2,315 investors.
Wow. Cool.
And I think if this guy would be more smart, yeah, and keep it open for another 13 days, he could make the double.
Probably could,
Yeah, I'm on the site right now, fully funded, 2,315 investors and 13 days left. So I was kind of wondering, it's like done, it's like closed now, or because I have 30 days left?
Yeah. He had to reopen it because the first amount was 1.5 million. And there are so many who wants to invest in the pipeline. So he was really forced to reopen it. But the 13 days are a joke. It stays open for 36 hours now. And yeah, it's done.
Well, he did before. He extended it before, so
it's absolutely great.
I do want to caution everybody, though. This doesn't mean they're green lighting the Alita sequel necessarily. It would be wonderful if they did, but let's go in this with some realistic expectations. It would be cool, though. Golly, if he announced that we were going to do an Alita sequel at the investors meeting, that would be super. But I may be cautiously optimistic, but I also want to be realistic about this. This is Disney owns the IP, so they would probably make the announcement, or say James Cameron would make the announcement, unless he delegated that to Robert. So we can have hope for sure, but let's not get ahead of our skis on this one, or get out over our skis, because it may be something else, and that's fine, because I believe Robert's going to be the guy that'll direct Alita 2, so because he and Jim Cameron are still talking about it, you know, and I know Rosa talks about it. So, you know, that's
Cameron just confirmed that Hiroshima movie will be his next film. I think that just means directing.
Yeah. Well, that's not a negative for Alita 2, because if, you know, Robert can direct Alita 2 very well. He'll do as good a job as he did on Alita 1, you know. So, you know,
we know that.
Yes, indeed we do.
Disney, though, full of stupid executives.
Anyway, we're at 2 million now. Cool. So it's just a matter of time, I guess. He'll probably make another decision whether or not to extend it again, or he might just say, "Okay, 2 million's pretty good, so let's."
No, it was very hard for him to extend it again after the 1.5 millions have been reached.
Yeah.
And he wrote it in a message on the same site. Yeah, you find it on the same site yesterday. Yeah, or oh no, 2 days ago now. Yeah, on May the 1st, he wrote a message to all investors. So he explains that it is not a disadvantage for the first investors, yeah, if he now extended it, and read it for your own, and then you see it was a very difficult decision to reopen it. But I'm happy that I told Vladdy to hurry. He had a lot of. He had a
it wouldn't let me like do biometric login for my banking, so it wouldn't let me like send. It was a very stressful situation.
Oh gosh!
But thankfully, I got it all together in the end.
Yeah,
I was handling my card reader. I've still got this card reader thing. I thought it wasn't going to work because I haven't used it in like a decade. It said low battery at the start, but thankfully it just about worked.
Card reader. Holy crap! That's 1970s technology.
It looks like it feels like that. But because it wasn't, it wouldn't let me use biometrics on my app, which you need to do like loads of money. I had to use that, and it still worked somehow.
Okay.
Well, anyway, we did it, and that's important.
Yeah, we
now
you guys
got to start saving for the actual trip.
Well, Smendrick, you and Vladdy will be asked in the near future to confirm your investment, because they will give you a chance.
No, it all runs through Vladdy's account, so they don't know about me.
Okay.
And that was okay. Yeah, and as it is a family, Alita Army for life. As I say, it's
Oh, we lost Johnny.
Johnny, come back.
Yeah, he will. There he is.
Okay.
Looks like his mic and cam is not working or something. He's trying to
happened to me sometimes, but for me it was the most important thing to cooperate with
there he is
Vladdy this month, and so all other investments have to wait.
Okay.
I quickly went over the investment tiers, and did I see this right, that the investment at 1,000 is the one where it starts that you can be invited to this investor meeting at the studio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. That was the reason why we decided to make Vladdy our representative.
I missed it.
Yeah. So Vladdy is going to be the
European Alita Army.
Yeah.
It's important. It's really important.
Alita Army Europe.
And he will go there, whatever it ticks.
Yeah, I'm gonna find that lake as well and jump in. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say hola to Leonardo Bustos. ¿Cómo está, amigo? So it's good to see you out there. Yeah, give Alita her sequel. You betcha.
If by chance Rodriguez should extend this on the Kickstarter again at another time, someone might as well harass me on Twitter about this and add me and spam my inbox with it, so I notice it this time then, just in case if it happens.
I'll do that, Avon. I'll do it.
All right.
So, yeah.
Thanks in advance.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, that's that, I guess. Things are. I really believe. Well, you guys have heard me say many times. I have a lot of confidence we're going to get a sequel. You know, I mean, I really do. You know, I know that. You know, James Cameron and Rosa and Robert all want to do it. So yeah, that's three pretty big Hollywood power players right there, I think. You know, so it's just a matter of time for sure. You know, so we're going to get it. I'm just sitting back here saying, you know, in the future, you know, a few years down the road, we'll all remember this time as remember how we were all screaming for an Alita sequel, and we've all seen Alita about 25 times, Alita 2, you know, 25 times. So yeah, that would be okay with me, you know. Okay, so let's get back to, let me get off of that one. We do have Alita's Queen Studios bust, and it's still in the box. Star of Elian made me promise not to open the box. So I said, I will not open the box until Rosa says, let's, I want you to go ahead and get it to me. And we want to get it to her, that's for sure, you know, and she wants it, you know, she does want it. She knows I have it. So it's just when the timing is right, I think is when this is going to happen, you know. So this is not a gift, you know, to Rosa. We're not giving her this as a gift. This is more of like from the Alita Army. This is an expression of our admiration, our appreciation, and affection for our queen. And Rosa's proud to be, you know, she's proud to be our queen. She told Charlie and I that she'd wear that crown with pride, you know. So, you know, so anyway, she knows I have it, and as soon as she's ready for it, we will get it to her by one way or another. So,
hopefully, you can do it in Iron City.
Well, let's.
That would be a big event.
Well,
a very big event.
Let's not get our hopes up too. We don't want to get out in front of our skis, as I was saying, you know. But yeah, that would be wonderful if it did, you know. But
man,
if I got wind somehow that was what this was going to be, kind of like Robert announcing that he was going to start shooting Alita 2 or something like that, you know, and you know, if Rosa was going to be at that meeting, which I don't think she is, but I mean, if she is, then I would drive down there with this. I wouldn't fly, you know.
If she is listening to us now or a bit later, please, Miss Salazar, go to Iron City. Meet us.
And she might be a brass knuckle investor.
She might be, yeah, she could be. Yeah.
She'll be there incognito.
Oh, yeah, this would be
I don't
great.
know. She, you know, I think when we get
but
there.
Everyone knows her.
yeah, we would all of us would know her. But, you know, I think when they do the investors meeting, I think it's going to be a pretty neat thing. You know, I mean, it's, there's a lot of people have invested above that minimum level, you know, and I think it would be a big deal, I think, you know. So, but anyway, we'll see. You know, I'm not, you know, we're not too worried about this because I know Rosa wants this, you know, and she was really happy that we have it for her, you know. So anyway, moving on. We do have the Alita Gaming Network, and oh man, I took Kansas Bar off of the voice channels, and you know, I kind of what I do is I copy Kansas Bar voice channel is still there, but what I do is I'll copy and paste from other previous, you know, PowerPoints, you know, and I forget to update it sometimes. But Anyway,
Put
we
them
do.
in an archive, Creaky, and
Nah, I'm too lazy
the
to do that.
current. Come on, yeah, you are also too lazy to put a drop of oil on your chair. We know all this. We do a fundraising for you. Okay.
Oh, I don't think you
A
need to do that.
Exactly, yeah.
fundraising for a big can of oil. Yeah.
Nah, I don't
Can we
need
And-
raise the $5 needed?
Yeah.
Nah, you don't need to do that. So anyway, but yeah, we do have 3 voice channels. We got, in addition to the Kansas bar, we got the lobby and the gaming channel. And I think Smendrick and Vladi hang out in the gaming channel a lot, you know.
Not today. We just had a private chat there.
Yeah. It was a too heavy week for both of us. So
and I did put in the watch party text.
Let's play before the stream tomorrow, though. Yeah, Schmendrick?
Yeah. This
Yeah.
would be a good idea.
So anyway, in the watch party text, I did put in that we are going. Now, I don't have anything planned. I don't see anything happening on Monday. So we are going to watch Chariot, you know, on Monday. So
On which Monday?
This coming Monday.
In 2 years?
No.
Yeah, they are all coming a lot of Mondays.
No, it's this Monday coming up. the next Monday.
The very next, the close Monday. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So anyway, yeah, we're going to watch Chariot, you know, and of course that's another movie our queen was in. So we're going to love that thing.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Really cool movie.
Yeah.
Got to see
Very
it.
interesting.
You know, I've never seen it, so it'll be pretty cool for me, I think.
No.
But anyway, if you do streaming yourself, you know, like I know Chaos Nova does streaming, and he'll put links in the live streams channel, you know, for folks to, you know, watch his streams. I think Maxie, you know, puts links in there on the gaming network for Radio Chaos. And from time to time, when I remember it, you know, I'll put links to this stream in there as well. But you know, we have I forget how many. We got over 40 members now. I can't remember how many it is. We kind of, it's small because folks like it that way, you know. But it is gradually growing, I think, you know, because we're not really promoting it or anything like that. It's just word of mouth, pretty much, you know. But if you do artwork, or say you do your own videos, or you do fanfics or something like that, then you can upload that into one of the text channels. And you know, folks, I know Channel does not exist, puts her art up there. I think Matu has put her art up there. Of course, Matu actually helps me with the administration of his channel, although we don't really have to do a whole lot, you know, because everybody's really respectful on the channel. It's not toxic, you know, and you know, if we do see anything toxic on there, which we haven't yet, this has been going on now for like 8 or 9 months, I guess, and we haven't had one issue yet, you know, so you know, we would take care of that. But you know, the Elite Army is pretty good. We're all using this for fun, and it's you know, it's just a kind of a neat thing for everybody to get together on, you know. Even if you got stuff that's not Alita related, or maybe loosely Alita related, you can put that in the off-topic channel. And you know, because I know that Angelus, you know, our I guess our guy on Walkabout right now, I guess, as they say down in Aussie land, you know, he played Stellar Blade and uploaded some I guess some video that he had recorded off of that, you know. So, and I think he has played Cyberpunk 2077 and some other games, you know, and I know Vladi and Smendrick play games on it. So, you know, you can do a lot of stuff on this channel. It's absolutely free. You do not have to pay one dime to get on this channel, but you do have to have a Discord username. That is also absolutely free. You don't have to pay a dime for that. So this is not going to cost you anything to join the gaming network. And the only thing that they will ask for is your email address, but that does not have to be the name of your avatar or your PFP. You know, you can choose any name you want. You know, for instance, Creek Indian's not my name, nor is it my email address. So it just, and that's what I'm known as also on the gaming network and on Discord. So, you know, so if you want to join us to have fun, we'd love to have you. You know, I think Johnny, you joined here a couple of weeks ago, didn't you? Something like that.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, neat. So anyway, yeah, join us. We'd love to have you. All right, guys, I can't think of anything else. Can you?
No, except I'm going to duck out now for fear of spoilers. I will come on tomorrow though.
Okay.
Probably just for like the first hour. Because
Okay.
there's plenty of news, I suppose. Plenty of news.
Well, this isn't going to spoil Alita 2 or 3, Vladi.
Yes, but it's still manga spoilers that I'll get to eventually.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. All right. All right, man. Well, thanks for dropping by.
Catch you later.
All right.
Bye, Vladdy.
Cheers.
All right, take care.
Good night, guys.
Adios. Now that we're actually going about the manga, Vladi is noping out. That's of course.
Of course, yes.
And I should too, but yeah, I try to watch it on the 19-inch screen here, but I'm afraid I see absolutely.
We need to take up a damn collection for you to get a 30-something inch screen.
Nah, I decided. Yeah, I decided. We only had a few hours. Yeah, if you remember, 36 hours of investing again in the brass knuckles thing.
Oh, did he extend it again? He didn't extend it again, did he?
Yeah, I told you. The first goal was reached a while ago.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. And then he extended it to the 2 million goal.
But he hadn't extended it again, though. It's still a
no. So not yet.
I decided a few days ago to put my money together with Floody and to send one European representative to Iron City.
Well, if they do extend it and Avon gets in there, then we'll have 2 European Alita Army Europe members there.
I mean, it would then depend, assuming this scenario plays out, when he extends it, when this meeting would actually take place, and if I could then also go there at that time. So that's still up for debate. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, hopefully it's not going to be the last weekend in July, because that's when the
maybe Creaky, you can arrange something on the.
We'll see.
One of the next investor meetings.
We'll see.
That Rob wrote, or his assistants, sent Alita Army an invitation for a special tour through the studios or whatever.
That would be quite something.
Yeah, it would be something.
Why not? Yeah, we are just a few people. Yeah, it's not too stressing.
Oh, we're more than just a few people in the Alita Army.
Okay. At this time, you have to arrange.
You're talking about the core. You're talking about the core members, I guess.
Yeah, the core members and whoever will. I don't think these are 2,300. He was very scary about the number of investors in his last letter.
Well, for sure, but a lot of them invested below 1,000. So
I hope so. Yeah. But look at within 36 hours, he fulfilled another $500,000 bucks. Okay, and these are all over €100,000.
Yeah,
Huh?
those are. Yeah, it is now.
Yeah. And so you see how many people accepted to pay this amount, just to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And I love this. I really love this. So he should use this knowledge, this experience to extend those. It's not a funding, it's an investment thing. Yeah. And I love it. I really like it. All
well,
the ideas.
And like I was saying, I hope it's not the last weekend in July because I got bench press nationals coming up. So I hope it's not that because I have put in a lot of work on that. But other than that, I'm keeping my schedule wide open because I want to make sure I got a good shot at this.
Maybe we get the chance to agree an invitation only for Alita Army members.
We'll see. That's a heavy lift, I think, but we'll see. We'll see.
Well, just playing out that scenario, like for the moment, if he would open up again and I would be then ready to co-invest or invest in whatever. If we play that scenario that I would be going then to attend that meeting, I would probably also like to, go to the Kansas bar. Wink,
Yes.
wink, creaky.
Oh, you want to fly up here to Denver, do you? Okay.
I wouldn't mind
we can
to.
do that.
It might be a bit of a detour, but sure, why not?
Yeah, it's not an option. It's a duty to visit the creaky.
All right. Well, just to show. Now, this is an older version of the video right here, but because I've added a lot of stuff here. But there's the Denver branch of the Kansas bar right there, so
yeah.
So I think you guys may have seen this
great.
already. Yeah, so we got all kind of liquor up there. Now I don't drink anymore. I think I can't remember the last drink I had. I'm a Denver Bronco fan, as you can see. So but I've added a lot to this. I got Rosa's Cyrano de Bergerac program. I got that up there. She autographed it for me, and that was really nice of her, And not to brag, but I've added a whole bunch of medals up there. I begin to wonder if I can get any more up there. So anyway, and then of course I used to play in a band, so that's anyway, that's that. So yeah, okay, maybe one day we'll have an Alita Army, kind of thing. That was in Austria right there, guys. That's me on the right. So, and those are my German friends right there. A couple of them, one of them's an American, but and of course Bear King. That's where my friend's guest house is. So, and that's my English trip right there. And there's the German trip too as well. So anyway, you see I got a Deutschmark up there, which is not worth anything now, I guess.
You can still change it.
Oh, you can? Eh? Okay.
Yeah, they never stopped it because in Eastern Europe, there's still a lot of Deutschmarks in the daily business.
Yeah.
Circulating even through banks, and they never stopped that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that was the only I guess the only other difference there is on that. I guess you saw that stove that was there. That's kind of a like a heater type stove. I got my pet Newfie died a couple of years ago, and I got his memorial on there now. So. But anyway, it looks a little different now, but you get the idea. The Kansas bar sign was made by Windy City Smokers. I guess Jeff, our another Alita Army guy, made that for me. And so anyway, and I commissioned him. I didn't.
He also did the smokers.
Yeah, I got a smoker. Yes, I do have a smoker. I paid for that as well. But Jeff did an outstanding job on that sign.
Yeah, it's
He really
a
did.
big thing. Yeah.
As they would say in Germany, Avon and Smendrick, es ist ausgezeichnet.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So anyway, I guess we've beat that one up all kind of ways. But now to get to the manga, I guess. And I guess we know that in the past that Alita and Erica were separated, by that woman that claimed to be Alita, or Yoko in this case, Yoko's mother. Of course, that's going to turn. That's going to be a little bit of a twist here coming up. And of course, that's just the cover right there. And there's God, that kind of going around and around. Looks sort of like a Germanish. No, it's not German, is it? I don't know what that is. So anyway, so let me get past that. So there's Erica, busting into. Now what happened was, now we're going to get into the story in just a little while, but there's Erica. Muster was talking to. Excuse me, Baron Muster was talking to someone on the phone or whatever he was talking about Yoko, and of course Erica, breaks into his office and said, "Why are you talking about Yoko, Muster?" And she's pissed, and and then excuse me, this is the beginning of the story, and of course Muster's looking at her and says, "Do you want to know?" So anyway, he says, "I've known about Yoko for a very long time." And of course, Erica says, "Why?" And of course, he kind of stands up and says, "There's a secret about Yoko's birth." Now, we won't get into that here because I don't want to spoil it, but
While it has been like quite a few years, actually like 2 or 3 years now since I read the Mars Chronicles manga to a certain point, I know I mean now a few details are slowly starting to come back to me, as well as the circumstances about Yoko's birth and who she actually is, or how she came to be. So it's all starting to slowly come back to me,
Yeah, it's pretty wild, her origin story in the manga is really.
I'm really curious if they ever get to that in the movies. How they are going to resolve that.
I think they'll sanitize that a lot. I think because it's really, really kind of
unnerving,
creepy / unnerving, kind of disturbing kind of a thing, So, but anyway, so anyway, he's telling Erica there that there's a secret about Yoko's birth, and he says that secret is something inconvenient for my bitter enemy. And of course, you see Das there; he's holding that pistol up in the air. Because of that, my bitter enemy sent pursuers and aimed at Yoko's life. What's Yoko's secret? Of course, Erica screams out, and he says, "Well, I will tell you about that when the proper time comes." And he says, and he kind of, chuckles or like that. "How queer, Erica and Yoko. Before I knew it, you met and became friends. Maybe that could be fate." So he's. Now, for him, this is kind of, for Muster in his mind, things are working out because he's got Erica now, and he's gonna, I guess you'd say, train her, or not train her, but kind of raise her up to be what he thinks is like being. He wants her to be like a villain or something like that, So he's got Erica, and he knows something about Yoko he wants to get at, or Alita, he wants to get at. So he's expecting to gain a lot, from the two of them, So anyway, there's I guess that's his castle right there. And of course, here's Erica. If you remember that guy, Damjan, he was that guy that I guess that Muster, he killed his wife or turned her into stone with that, whatever that crystalline type stuff is, And of course, Muster gave this Damjan guy, gave him to to Erica rather, as her pet. You know, so here you see she's riding him like a horse, giddy hop. That's not what we say in the States. We say giddy up, but that's okay. Giddy hop Damjan, you know, and of course I guess he's tired. He's, you know, he's kind of, I guess he's sad. There's a lot of things, you know. I mean, he doesn't appear to have a lot to live for, you know. And of course, Erica's beating him with that, you know, rider's whip or whatever. And he says, "Cut me some slack, Erica," you know. And he said, "Though you're a horse, you speak. I have to punish you later," you know. So she's already starting to be a little bit sadistic, you know. And then he said, "There's something I want you to investigate," you know. And of course, Erica looks at him, and of course, here's the laboratory, you know. And you know, I guess this is somewhat of a flashback, but anyway, Erica yells out, "Pesser Chinmoy, here's your tea." So, you know, I guess for that lab, or which was almost like a deli or something like that, or a bodega, not a bodega maybe, but you know, she was starting to run errands, running food, I guess, to the prisoners in Baron Muster's. I guess he has like something akin to a brig or something like that, or lockup, you know, in his castle. And you know, here's I guess a customer sitting there. It says, he kind of says, "Huh," like that, you know, and another failure, you know, and he's kind of upset about it. And then of course, Erica says, "Say, what experiment are you doing?" You know. And then this guy, who's I guess a scientist, says, "What's a child doing in this castle? I've already properly introduced myself," you know. And then of course, Erica says something. "My principle is not to extend synapses." Well, I guess this is the scientist, not Erica. "My principle is not to expand synapses to remember a stranger's face and name." And then of course, he looks like he's about to experiment on some rats or something like that. "Do you want to see a Krista Morton improvement experiment?" So I guess what he's trying to do, he's going to show her, he's going to inject one of these rodents, I guess, with this stuff. So anyway, he injects that rodent with it, and immediately the rodent turns to stone, you know. And of course, that shocks Erica. And he hits the rodent with like a hammer, you know, and of course the rodent breaks because it's now stone, you know. And he says, "I'm experimenting to rise the cleanliness degree of the crystallized tissue, but it's not going well, you know." And Erica says, "Amazing. Did you invent this poison, Professor?" And of course, the professor says, "Unfortunately, it wasn't me who invented it. However, it was me who named it Krista Morton," you know. So he's, I guess he feels some pride in being able to name a poison that turns living creatures into stone, you know. And he said, what he says is the Krista Morton effects differ completely from a chemical poison. Its true nature is that of a type of silicate mineral, fine powder of noxious stones. Noxious stones, I'm not sure what that is. Even if intook, it's not toxic, tasteless, and odorless. It is a harmless substance which is discharged in about a week without being absorbed. However, if exposed to ultrasonic waves of a certain frequency, the particles resonate and the surrounding proteins crystallize speedily and irreversibly. And of course, Erica, you know, she's already starting to go down the path to being a villain, I guess. And she looks excited about it. So, "How do you kill people with it?" And he said, "Well, what good would do to you hearing that?" And of course, she says, "Muster, you see, he told me to ask if I wanted to learn about poisons, you know." So anyway, Muster's trying to, you know, bring her up as a villain, as I said before. The easiest is to mix it in food and drinks, but you need to be careful because the Krista Morton has granularity and doesn't melt in water. So I guess if you put it in water, you could see it, and you might say, I'm not drinking that, you know. So anyway, he said, if you're looking for the timing to use it, you should inject it directly into a person's body with a syringe or a ring with a thorn. So in other words, he's got a kind of like a little bit of a mini, you know, kind of thing. I guess when he puts his hand on somebody, can, you know, inject that Krista Morton in it. It's also possible to fire it with a gun by manufacturing it into the bullet or a warhead. And then, of course, Erica says, Professor, you put jam in your tea, right? And then he says, yes, plenty, please. As I told you, the Krista Morton alone has no effect. You need an ultrasonic waves trigger. As for the waves range, the oscillator emitting power should be nearly 8 meters. So that's a wavelength, I guess. This varies by atmospheric pressure and temperature. So,
Oh, I do suspect. No, wait! Don't tell me he's going to bite the dust, because Erica's going to test this right on him in a couple of panels. Because she's pouring him the tea, and she's probably already going to test this on him.
Yeah, I think so. You know. So anyway, it says also there are many oscillators. For instance, on a flashlight installed on a gun, it activates through a timer with a disguise button, and so on. And of course, I guess Erica says, let me experiment too. And he said, do you want to wake up? Did you wake up to science? And she kind of looks at him. She's holding the syringe, you know. And of course, she's looking at that mouse, you know, that seems to be, I guess, having a good time in that wheel, you know, perhaps, if mice do have a good time. So maybe she's still a little girl, so maybe doesn't want to kill the mouse, you know. So anyway, but she still did it, you know, and of course the mouse explodes because it turns into a stone-like, you know, type of thing. And then of course she's all excited about it. And of course they had some baby chicks, and she did the same thing to them, you know, push that ultrasonic, you know, generator, I guess, and a bunch of those baby chicks fell over because they turned into what looks like stone, you know. And she kind of chuckles about it and said, thank you, Professor. I understood well how it works. So, you know, Erica's not a dummy, you know. And you're right. You're right, Avon. There he is. She did it to him. So, you know, now he's, you know, now he's done, you know. So that ended his life, you know. So, yeah. That's,
and this probably happened when she was pouring him tea. So
exactly. So yeah, he was holding the tea. See, there's the teacup with the tea on the floor. So, you know, so I guess he was a little bit too trusting of Erica, I guess. Now we're going to go on to the second part as well. So, you know, we're not going to stop there. And then of course, Mustard hears about this, says, Professor Chinmoy died. And then of course, I can't remember the name of that woman. Let me move this over so I can kind of track the stream as well as the comments on the stream. Yeah, I think Badman, you're out there. I think you might remember the name of the woman, you know, that's Mustard's, you know, I guess, well, I don't know if she's his girlfriend or not, but, you know, she helps him in various ways, I guess. And of course, she calls and says, "Yeah," on the phone. Look at that old phone. I mean, holy moly, that's pretty wild right there, you know. And it looks like we lost Johnny again. So it looks like he said his Wi-Fi is glitchy. But anyway, she says, "Yes, it appears to have been an accident during an experiment." And she says, "Yes, Erica is fine." So, you know, Erica, if you remember way back, you know, here about 3 months ago, Erica actually kills her parents because they were, and now in that case, although I don't condone that kind of you know, certainly behavior, but you can almost understand it because, you know, the parents, you know, or the mother actually, you know, destroyed Erica's eye, you know, and then the woman is called Zoe. That's right. Thanks a lot, Badman. I appreciate that. And of course, they let the dog eat one of her hands. So, I mean, that was, you know, pretty awful for parents, you know, so you can understand that. And that was almost like out of, not maybe somewhat revenge or, perhaps, some kind of self-defense or something like that. But this right here, Erica, Erica actually kills this guy, just on a whim. It appears at this point, So anyway, Erica looks like she's sobbing and this kind of stuff, and then of course she's really, kind of tricking them all because she's chuckling, not sobbing, And then of course Mustard, he I don't know if he suspects, but it looks like he suspects that Erica killed him, and he looks up and says, "Very well done." So anyway, I guess he's proud that he's been able to, kind of groom Erica into being as they say down south, a show enough villain, And then of course we have a shot of some kind of aircraft. And then now we got Erica, appears to be a little older, maybe. Well, maybe not. And, she's being put into a suit, I guess. And she said, "What's this stuff?" And Zoe says, "They're airtight clothes Lord Muster ordered for you. Be grateful. Today we'll do some practical training in the void." And then she says, "The void," and, Zoe explains to him, explains to her, the void is Mars' exposed environment. If you take it lightly, you'll die, So also there's a job I want to show you. So that, as we all know, Mars, at this point, they've got a dome over Mars, and, it's not really terraformed per se, but they do have a large dome that covers a major part of the planet. And it's, the atmospheric pressure in there is consistent with, that which would support human life. But Mars itself, in that void or the actual natural environment of Mars, the atmospheric pressure is only 0.6% of the Earth's atmospheric pressure. So you can imagine that the atmosphere of Mars is actually closer to that of the moon than it is Earth, so it's not a place where you can breathe. So anyway, that's why they had to wear that suit. And of course they go outside and, they're all in the suits, and it looks like they've got some kind of a wheelchair looking thing. I guess that's for Muster maybe. And of course it looks like they're, got some kind of not a traco, but some kind of crane looking thing, where they're actually, putting people on this thing, or corpses. And of course, Erica says, "People, corpses, so many. Mustard, did you kill them?" And then of course he laughs. He says, "Even someone like me could never kill this many." Erica, when outside, called him company president. And then, of course, he says, "These persons are dwellers and refugees who died in the Himmelbruch." Now, I don't know what that is in German. Smendrick, you or Avon, is that? What does that mean?
Himmelbruch. How could how could I translate that? Breaking of heavens, or no?
Okay.
Himmel is heaven or sky.
Okay.
And Bruch is break or breach, or maybe sky breach translated.
Well, maybe it's a dome. I guess these people might have. There was an episode here a while back where the dome was, attacked or something like that, and it breached. And I
guess, that probably refers to some sort of sky breach or the breach of the dome itself.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I think it is. So I didn't know what Himmelbruch meant. So anyway. My German's not as good as you guys think it is. Let me say that,
Which is a curious thing that they wouldn't just say breach of the dome and instead making it a German word. So
yeah.
But we know that from Kishiro that he often used German wording. So yeah.
Yeah, he's fascinated with the German language, isn't he? So.
Yeah. Panzerkunst.
Yeah, Panzerkunst. That's right. And I see we got Alita the Killing Angel out there, and certainly Lee Lemon's out there. And Finn. Finn tells me all the time I have great German, but no, I don't. And as bad as my German is, my Spanish is even worse. So anyway, wow, we got Johnny back. That's good.
Hey guys, sorry about that. My wife.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. So anyway, I guess the dome breach killed all these people, and they got this big, crane-looking thing. It's taking all the bodies and just piling them up outside. Is what they're doing. A pretty brutal society, isn't it? Really, the Himmelbruch. Oh, I guess it was going to explain it to us. So yeah, there it is, right there. You see the breach in the dome, and it sucked a lot of people out, I guess, and that sort of thing. And of course, Erica, is kind of. She looks like she's freaking out, because of all of the dead bodies, And Zoe says, "Erica, you all right?" And she says, "You luckily managed to escape from the Himmelbruch, right?" And and she also says, "Although it would have been better if had you died with them, So Zoe's pretty brutal herself. And of course, there's all these people. Looks like they're on a conveyor belt or something of some sort. The corpses are being stripped of their clothes, are solidified with the Christa Mortem. So, in other words, they're no longer organic per se. They're now more like, they're putting like rocks, if you want to think of it in there. Yeah, Finn. Well, I appreciate that, but yeah, my German is could be improved upon quite a bit. Certainly my Spanish could be, that's for sure, But anyway, they're sending these people out to what they call the void, or the natural environment of Mars, and piling them up, out there. So pretty brutal, I guess. And you see now they're just dumping them into this conveyor, into this transport device, and grinding them up. I guess not a transport device. Looks like similar to a huge wood chipper or something like that, and they're being pulverized in this crusher, and they come out as a powder. And so after the foreign substances are separated by the centrifuge, they become a pretty pink colored fine powder. So, boy, these people are sadistic, aren't they? I mean, holy crap. The fine powder of crystallized proteins is mixed with lime and turned into cement, then mixed with clay, baked, turned into bricks, and shipped. I own a few legal corpse recycling companies like this one, and it looks like they got one called Novus Zeekel. So,
yikes.
Yes, the Novus Zeekel company is one of those. So he, I guess. Baron Muster, owns this human pulverizing into, some kind of powder to make bricks out of it. Thank goodness they're not making it to eat.
Okay, Ziegel or Ziegel is the German word for brick, and novus being, I think that's a Latin word for new. So new brick. So.
Yeah. New brick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an imaginative name.
Yeah, as Batman would indicate, beware of the pink bricks. So if you ever own a house with pink bricks,
Yeah. 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 And Lee Lemon says it reminds him of corpse starch in Warhammer 40,000, 40K rather. So he says, and thus the Mars people, while ignorant of that, live in houses made by human bricks. Don't you think it's amusing? God almighty, what a masochistic bastard. Jesus. I mean, he's almost as bad as Nova, isn't he? So anyway, it looks like Erica's kind of, I don't know what she's doing over there, but Zoe says, Erica, you okay? Damn, the guys are like demons, And of course, she says, stop it. I haven't listened to everything, you worthless pussy. So anyway, it looks like there's a flower growing out there. Whoa. And of course, they turn that into, they destroy the flower. It looked like it might have been a dandelion, perhaps. Anyway, there's a couple little comments there. Erica suddenly realized the meaning of the word merciless. Yeah, that's that's a good meaning right there. Like the panorama spreading before her eyes, she accepted it without being moved. So Muster is well on his way into, teaching her how to be a villain. And of course, he said, "This is my world," so there's Mars, I guess. Boy, that's a pretty bleak future, isn't it? God almighty. And that's pretty much it, guys. So we got people being turned into bricks. And we got a sadistic professor back here that, we learned what Himmelbruch meant. And there's the corpses, I guess. Now, these corpses are not, they're not soft tissue, human, organic types. They've been all turned into some kind of crystallized, kind of stuff, by that Krista Morton. And they're going to be ground up, into a fine powder and mixed with clay to make them bricks.
Were these already the crystallized corpses, or weren't they crystallized on the actual, like the machine thing later on? Because in that one panel where we see the conveyor belt, it sounded to me as if only then in that instance they are being crystallized only then, and then probably in that lower left panel being subjected to this sonic wave that sort of puts them into this crystallized state and then being ground up, or are they already being crystallized on that big pile of corpses?
I don't know. That's it looks like to me that here it says the corpses have been stripped of their clothes, so they're probably still organic here, I guess.
Yeah. Because if they would be on that big pile of corpses in the earlier panels, if they would already be crystallized, I suppose, given from their own weight, they would probably already like collapse on the bottom end. So
yeah.
Oh god damn it! I know I'm already thinking about the logistics. Damn it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm hopefully not becoming a master of my own. So no, please no.
Yeah. No.
Or let's just say I'm interested in the science of it.
Yes.
I'm a
to me, it seemed like though that would make the bricks weaker.
Yeah.
To me, I don't know. Well, maybe I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, Lee Lemon. I suppose they were already then by that time flash frozen from the breach. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, because without an atmosphere, Mars, the atmosphere kind of. I don't mean to get sciencey on you guys, but the atmosphere kind of protects us, from various like ultraviolet radiation and stuff like that. Cosmic rays. And I guess the solar wind, and that sort of stuff, and without that, you're not going to last long on Mars anyway. So, and it could be that, they don't, I would hope they don't kill people for these bricks. That would be, that'd be pretty freaking horrible. So, well, this is horrible as the way it looks, It looks like Zoe, even though Zoe's a sadistic, piece of work, but it looks like at some point she does actually care about Erica, by saying, "Erica, you all right?" So I don't know. Maybe there's some feeling there for Erica, So anyway, that's of course you can see Erica right here. She's boo-hooing, at least for show, right here, she's boo-hooing and she's boo-hooing, all that sob, but look at this. She's chuckling right here. So, and then of course, Muster seems to be proud of his work. Well, very well done. Oh boy, what an evil bastard. God almighty. So anyway, yeah, don't I guess The lesson here, the moral of this story, if Erica ever offers you tea or anything to drink, don't drink it. That would be the whole thing you wouldn't want to do.
If I were the doctor, I would put a sonic screwdriver to it first.
Yes, indeed. So anyway, it looks like she's delighting in killing all these critters, you know. Critter. How Southeastern English of me, or Southeastern American. So, yep. So she. See there. She's doing his tea. Yeah, she's done it to him. He's history. Loves killing the mouse, loves killing the baby chicks, you know, and of course liked killing him as well. So it looks like Mustard is turning Erica into a first-class villain, it looks like. Now, if you remember in the last story, it seemed that Erica had some empathy for damn Jan. You know, she said, "We're going to kill Mustard. We're going to get out of here." Now it looks like she's kind of settled into, you know, being Mustard's, you know, I guess ward or whatever you call her, you know, for this, you know. So she's, you know, I guess she's happy to be there, and she's kind of abusing him right now, you know. So. Though you're a horse, you speak. I'll have to punish you later. Looks like she's really getting off on the punishing things, killing things, that kind of stuff, you know. And of course, she still loves Yoko, you know. I think they're almost like sisters. But yeah, she's basically turning into you know, and of course giving us a, you know, kind of a preview here of, you know, Mustard's interest in Alita or Yoko. Yeah, they're going to have to. You're right, Avon. They're going to have to tone down they're going to have in the movie. I guess they're going to have to really tone that part of it down. Alita's origin story in the manga. It's quite disturbing. So look, she appears so innocent. See, right here. So anyway, yeah, she's and he's done. I guess it didn't affect the clothes because I guess the clothes don't have any of the human DNA or protein in it. So, but I think this, to your point too, Avon, he just collapsed under his own weight. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't like he was just a, you know, a stone figure like in that last episode we looked at. Or like, say, that creature Medusa, you know, that would, you look at a Medusa and you turn into stone, you know. So.
Yeah, I think with Medusa it was that only when you actually make eye contact with her, like.
Yeah.
I think just looking at her from the back, it wouldn't cost much, but if she actually looked you directly in the eye, boom, stone.
Yeah, you're a statue. It's interesting to see that they. Let me go back a couple. That they're look at this old phone right here. Golly, that is quite old right there. That's even before Creek's time, y'all. Yeah, Mustard's proud of Erica. Yeah, I see even this right here. They couldn't put this in the movie, I don't think.
No.
I remember when I started reading this, first time when I've only read Mars Chronicles once, but when I started reading this, I got to this point, I thought, oh God, they're not going to eat these things, are they? No, they're not. They're turning them into powder.
They might, if they ever get to this, they might make this into some sort of like regular mining operation if they ever include this part at all, which I doubt they would ever do this. Maybe they're going to cut this one out entirely, but perhaps they're going to translate this into some sort of general mining operation or something.
Could be, yeah, because I think a lot of the natural resources on Mars are oxidized, so they're pretty, oxidation is rust actually. So it's not like on Earth, like say with no atmosphere or very little atmosphere, there's nothing to protect it, So where's Maxie when we need him, the scientist,
Yeah, right. Where's Maxie?
Well, he's kind of busy on Saturdays. That's Saturday down under there. So I guess with his wife, So.
All right. Wait, actually, since it's like the start of May, I think isn't there going to be a manga episode on Radio Chaos tomorrow?
No, it's like they're going to do a Netflix watch party tomorrow because since
okay.
there's we keep losing Johnny. Let me get Johnny over here. There you go, Johnny.
Yeah, sorry.
Well,
I don't know
that's
what's
all right.
going on.
That Wi-Fi of yours must really be giving you a heck of a time. So, yeah, that's right. Bad man. Mars' atmosphere is primarily CO2, so that's right. So that's gonna be tough on rocks or any kind of metals or anything like that. It's gonna oxidize the heck out of them, And it is really thin, Lee. That's right. As I mentioned a while ago, it's 0.6% of the atmospheric pressure on Earth. So it's more like the moon than it is the Earth in that regard. So what's this right here? Yeah, Alita's on Netflix, Finn. I thought you knew that already. This, of course, after next Thursday, she's not going to be, but
It'll probably drop somewhere else, right?
hopefully the sequel will drop. No, I'm kidding. Or get a greenlit. Yeah, greenlit. Yeah. Yeah, this is interesting right here. Zoe actually, Erica, are you okay? She has a worried look on her face. I mean, yeah, maybe Zoe does care a little bit about Erica anyway. Boy, that's a bleak looking future. And there's a professor. Well, that's pretty much it, guys. Can't think of anything else here. So
I think it was also one of the shorter chapters at this time around again.
Well, some of the chapters early on were like, yeah, you're right, were like 30, slides or 30 panels, something like that. This one, it looks like he started with 14. I think he started splitting them up into 2 parts, which if I was to just do one part, it would be way too short, so we just go the whole chapter, so.
Yeah.
So anyway, what's y'all's reaction to that story right there?
Interesting also to revisit that again, since, as I mentioned earlier, that it has been quite a while since I read parts of the manga, or at least the Mars Chronicles one. But remembering that, it's not a surprising development for Erica in that few small slides there, but gruesome development, but a sort of gruesome development overall. So yeah. Again, I'm curious how they're going to realize that if they ever get to that with the movies.
I was looking at something that the bad man said. So he thought that was Damn Jan that was saying, "Are you okay, Erica?" So let me find that, put it back up there. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right there. It looks like it is Damn Jan. I guess the hair kind of fooled me a little bit. Let me put that back up. So right here, that yeah, I guess that is Damn Jan right there. And of course, I guess that's Zoe that's attacking him now. So yeah, so you're right. I think you're right, Bad Man. Yeah, Lee Lemon says it looks like Damn Jan to him as well. So he's concerned about Erica. Okay, anyway. What's your thoughts there, Avon?
At least curious on what's going to happen in the next chapters going forward, and how Master is going to, well, not really surprising how he's going to treat Erica going forward, but how he's going to, in quote, train her. But yeah, interesting developments.
Well, I do know that at one point, it might have been the last chapter or the one before, I can't remember, where I guess Zoe tried to abuse Erica, and Muster slapped her and knocked her down and said, to something to the effect of, you leave her alone or something like that,
Oh.
Yeah, so Muster in a weird kind of evil way, I guess maybe he does care for Erica, but only as a prodigy, I guess, an evil prodigy, I guess. So, what about you, Smendrick? Smendrick, I think you're muted.
Yeah, I'm muted. I'm muted on the eyes and on the mic.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't want to see this on such a small screen. So I have to rewatch the entire stream on.
Oh, Lord.
Much bigger.
We need to take up a collection to get you like a 32-inch screen.
No. Don't bring us away from your squeaky chair.
Squeaky creaky, right?
To interject into that, by the way, I've been working off of my 30-inch, 43-inch flat screen for quite a while now, but I do have, I think it's a 32-inch curved screen from MSI, sitting and collecting dust, so I might as well be able to just give this to someone else if interested. Schmendrick?
Yeah, I have difficulties with these curving things, because I don't know the English words for all this.
Auf Deutsch.
In German, I have now I forgot the entire wording.
It's a thing with the eyes, so you
macular degeneration.
And not only after a surgery that didn't succeed as expected, I now have a not geometric view.
Okay. So
everything that is not in right angles, I don't get it. I don't get it really. So I avoided everything that is curved. Yeah. In the things, I decided, okay, it's not modern, but or not current technology, but I decided to invest in an old, normal, standard
monitor
display. display because it gives me a little time, a small time to follow you and all the things, but it's getting worse. Yeah, and doctors don't have a solution for this.
Well, hang in there, Sven.
Today, I say today, not today. This week I invested in a very good thing. In a very, very good thing. European representative for our Alita army in the Iron City.
Yeah, that's gonna be a neat meeting.
Oh, I would love to see you guys together.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Making films and whatever.
Yeah, we'll take some video if Robert lets us. You know, if we get on the studio, we may have to sign NDAs or something like that. I don't know, you know, but we'll see. Lee Lemon says seeing Erica starting to enjoy killing reminds him of an old video game. So, yeah, it looks like she's getting into that killing part of this. So, you know, Muster's dragging her down to his level. Looks like. So, Johnny, what did your Wi-Fi allow you to follow it very closely, or?
I'm probably gonna have to rewatch as well. Yeah, it's just the towards the middle and up to like the last time you let me in, it just kept on waving. So, but I also need to. I said to you guys as well that this month I'm gonna read the manga. I never read the original series of the Mars Chronicles, so I'll have plenty of time this month to do that. So I'm just a fly on the wall when it comes to the manga stuff for right now. And then I'll be a little bit more knowledgeable to have my input.
Well, the thing about the manga is not just Mars Chronicles, but even the original manga in the Last Order. Alita, I mean, of course, you can't do this in a 2-hour movie, but, you know, in the manga, Alita, she's got more depth, you know. I mean, it's like there's more to her personality. There's more to the things she does and all that you just can't do in a 2-hour movie. Now, of course, when we get those sequels, they're going to be able to go into that, you know, improve on that quite a bit, you know, I think, you know, so.
What I also like, too, is in the special features and how they have those motion comic things. They could do something like that, which I like, to continue that that style with the fall, and then with the different characters, the motorball one. It was kind of like a motion. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do. I absolutely do.
I definitely think that they should do more of those as like a promotional material for people who are unfamiliar for the sequels.
Yeah. What I think. Oh, go on. Yeah. What I think they'll probably do, or what, you know, I think James Cameron and Robert would probably like this as well, but Robert Rodriguez. But I think when kind of like they did on Avatar with Avatar 2, they re-released Avatar, you know, and I think with Alita, I think if they re-released Alita but added some of those, you know, scenes that they cut out to get it down to 2 hours, like there's one scene I would have loved to have seen where I guess Hugo is training Alita at their, you know, in the novelization. Hugo and Tanji had this track that they built where they could practice motorball, because they play street motorball and stuff like that, and they practice on this track, you know. And of course, Alita just totally trashes it. You know, I mean, she, you know, not because she's mean, just because, you know, she's way above them in ability, you know, and she just really just destroys everything in the track. And then of course she hands Hugo, I guess it was like a 2x4 or something like that, and says, you know, tells Hugo, hit me with this 2x4 when I come back around, or something to that effect. And he says, are you kidding me? And she said, no, hit me, you know, or something like that. So she skates around, like, you know, and comes back, and Hugo goes to hit her, you know, and she kind of easily blocks it, and, you know, tumbles on top of him, and is on top of him with her fist, you know, like she's going to punch him. And he's like, oh shit, you know. And he said, well, did that bring back anything, you know? And her mood changes. She said, no, you know. So that scene right there would be, yeah, that would be really neat, you know, to see that as a flashback. You know, they could do it as a flashback in the movie, or they could do it, you know, in a re-release version of Alita Battle Angel, you know.
I agree with you, because also too, Disney needs to expand the 20th century brand.
Yeah.
They're very limited, and people are, I'm getting tired. Like, I think also too, I just went to see the Thunderbolts. And they released the 20th century trailer that they released was for Prey, or Predator. So this is like what, the 9th Predator?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I want to see something new. I'm at the movie, and I'm with a crowd of people, and we're like, well, we want to see something new. It's Predator, it's Apes, Planet of the Apes, and it's Aliens. Like, there's only so much you can do, and it's like, we want to see something new with this, and this is the perfect outlet.
Yeah,
this
it is.
The series that needs to be, you know, new, and it's relevant.
Yeah. Well, not only that, they've got so much content they can use. I mean, God,
right.
The 3 mangas, you know, there's just tons and tons of content. In the original manga, they got all the side stories, you know. I mean, God almighty. I mean, it's not like they got to reinvent the wheel, you know, to put these movies together and try to figure out what are we going to do next, you know, for this, you know. I mean, they've got the content already, so it's just a matter of, you know, maybe making it more movie friendly. But you know,
I just was in the theater, and I was thinking of, you know, being on this live stream when the trailers were like, and I'm like, shit, they're leaving money on the table.
Yes.
You know? And
yeah, they are.
Like, oh man. Like they have literally, there's the Predator. So here's what the trailer is. It's this Predator movie, and then they have an animated movie to go along with it. So there's 2 Predator movies coming out this year. I'm like, oh my gosh, if only they use this resources for Alita.
Yeah.
You have you know, the main series, and you could do a small little short film or animated film. I'm like, there's so much that could have been done, and I'm like, oh my god. But I have hope. You know, I check on Google search every day, and Alita's now back on the table since, you know, Robert has been doing his rounds promoting Brass Knuckles. So I have tremendous faith, and you know, we're gonna get the Avatar trailer pretty soon. They just released the new picture today, and then we'll have more information next week. But you know, I try to tell Alita Army people, like, oh, I'm sick and tired of these Avatar films. Well, you know, those are the ones that are also giving Cameron leverage to then be doing whatever he wants. So I love him, hate him, you know, kind of, if you want Alita Army, Alita movies, you need to support those types of films. So
Absolutely.
that way he has say and power to kind of be like, all right, I made $10 billion in the box office. The only person who comes close is Spielberg.
Yeah.
And I want to make whatever I want. So
yeah.
You know, I'm excited. This is.
Well, I love those. I love those Avatar movies because
Me too.
they're,
Are they
you know,
the best films? No, but for someone who's in his 70s still punching, and he's in a class of his own, I gotta respect that.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, those Avatar films speak to the American Indian to me. I can tell you that. So, yeah, I really enjoy those movies. You know, and I am going to go as soon as it comes out. I'm going to go watch Avatar 3 as well, Fire and Ash. I mean, that's going to be awesome, I think. And not only that, it's not only does it give him leverage financially and promotionally and all that, but he's refining and improving the technology over and over and over, you know, as time goes on. So, and it's also becoming less expensive too, you know, so.
Exactly. And then it'll be to the point where we as consumers will have that same technology. So that way, if we have issues with the current state of movies, like, again, I just saw Thunderbolts, and it was okay. It wasn't bad, and it wasn't, you know, great. It was okay. It was a decent film. It was better than Brave New World. Yeah. But I want to have the technology to make my own movies, right?
Yeah.
You know, do what a Robert Rodriguez did. Have a $7,000 budget and make the types of films he wanted to make.
Yeah.
You know, to empower the audience. So that's where I stand.
Well, I know I watched Captain America 4, and I was really disappointed that Rosa wasn't in it. You know, I mean, I just really, you know, I mean, I kind of expected, I mean, in a way, I kind of, in the back of my mind, knew that, you know, because I'd heard reports, you know, and that, but I thought, well, maybe she'll have like a brief cameo or something, you know, and I was really hoping to see her in that, but no, didn't happen. And I'm like you, you know, I thought Captain America 4, I think the action scenes in it were not too bad, you know, but when we came out of the movie, I just came out of it thinking, you know, it's something's doesn't feel, you know, it doesn't feel right or something. The story just, I don't know what it was, you know, and I think one of the things was with that movie, I think if they would have had Red Hulk come out at the beginning of the movie when Captain America, you know, flew down into the Serpent Society, and Red Hulk showed up and, you know, fought a little bit and then took off, you know, and not knowing who he is, you know, who is knowing that he's that President Ross, you know, they could have used that as like a mystery, wondering who is this, you know, but they didn't do that either. And of course, you know, another thing is that Diamondback is a really important character in the Serpent Society. I mean, and to cut her out of it like that. Now, you know, you know, I guess I've heard folks say, well, she's probably relieved that you know, she's not in a mediocre movie like that, you know. But my only thing is that she doesn't get any residuals for that, you know, so she's not making money on it. I mean, they paid her to act, I'm so sure, but you know, you know, the actors get residuals, you know, when they start playing these movies, you know, on streaming, and of course that's another issue, I guess. But and replays of the movie and stuff like that, you know, they do get money, continue to get money, you know. But I guess she's not going to get that with this, probably. I guess, I don't know. So
I think I'll be honest, and the only reason why I say this now, is I say that it's a good thing that she was not in the movie, and it's a good thing that she's kind of away from Marvel, because just like yesterday, Jeremy Renner came out and said, hey, listen, you know, he plays Hawkeye, and he's been in a lot of the Marvel movies. He's a well-predominant, you know, character, and he had his own Hawkeye show, and he wanted to come back for season 2. And he's like, all right, well, I want to do season 2 just with the same pay. And the accountants, the suits, the Penguins, said, you know what? No, we're going to give you less. And that was when he was coming off of, you know, getting ran over by the snowplow machine.
Yeah.
So if he can't get that, I'm like, yeah, kind of. You don't want to get this, you know, type of, you know. It's. I think it was the best that she doesn't play in that playground. To be honest.
Yeah, but I was still, yeah, I guess, but I was still disappointed not seeing her. I mean, you know, I mean, because
right. I want to see her too, but if that's how they treat,
that's how they're going to treat them. Yeah, that's right.
If that's how you treat a well-known Avengers hero, imagine how they treat the side people.
Yeah, that's true. I guess.
Know, and this just came out yesterday, so I'm just like, holy crap.
Yeah, Lee, we were aware of this. You know, because I've read a couple of articles about, you know, Rosa, you know, asking to be let go, you know, and that kind of thing, and they parted mutual ways, like you know, amicably, I guess, you know. But
right, she did the pilot. And
yeah, that's right.
She didn't do the further episodes.
And like Lee says, you know, in a way, I was kind of disappointed, sort of. I mean, you know, certainly, you know, I would have loved to have seen her on TV series, you know, and that kind of thing. But, you know, if you know, she knows what's best for her career. We don't need to worry about that, you know. So anyway, that's that. So, but yeah, I was disappointed too, Lee. You know, disappointed not seeing her in that. Also disappointed not seeing her in Captain America 4. You know, and I know that Matthew Gubler, he's a really respected, you know, kind of guy, you know, in the TV. You know, in the TV and world, he is. Right? Yeah, Criminal Minds. He was excellent in that thing. You know, so, and I'm so sure that series is going to turn out. But
be honest with me, Freaky. Do you think that Einstein will be renewed for a second or third season?
I will say this. I wouldn't put money on it. So now, you know, it could be. Now here was my take on it too. And the same might have helped. I don't know about Einstein if it would or not, you know, but I would say with Captain America 4, if they had done that a little different, you know, and then maybe had Rosa in it, I think it might have done better. That's what I think, you know, just my opinion, you know.
Right.
So
they needed a better. Well, Marvel's in, and this is why I say Thunderbolts was okay, is they're rushing to get to the Avengers.
Yeah.
Because they had a plan, Jonathan Majors, a whole lot of stuff happened, and they had to revert and change course, and you're seeing the change, and the writing's not well, the TV shows aren't well, and it's affecting. They're just rushing to pretty much do a reboot of the MCU. Pretty much.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And you're seeing it, and that's why, like, I was in the theaters, and there was probably, you know, I was in the IMAX theater, so there's a lot of seats there. There was probably like 30 people spread out, out of what, 300 seats or whatever.
Oh, that's wow. Yeah.
And this is a Friday.
Yeah. That's kind of the way Captain America 4 was too. I mean, it was
right. Mine was less. Mine was like 5 people there.
Oh my
and this
God!
was opening day. So
yeah, that's
like, you know, people want quality, and like I said, I was closing my eyes pretending to watch a Alita trailer. When that 20th Century Studios came on, I'm like, oh shoot, is this Alita? And then I'm like, oh shoot, no, this is the Predator. You know, and it's like it's rinse repeat. You know.
Well, I think when they greenlight it, I think that it's going to be, they're going to announce it. You're not going to see it in a, you know, a preview or something like that. I think it's going to.
No. Well, that's why I was talking to people with the Avatar things. Is like, oh, why aren't we seeing a trailer? Well, I'm like, calm down. First off, James Cameron does not put stuff on YouTube. You have to see it in the theaters. He only does things theatrically. Number 2 is he releases sneak peek pictures first. Then he does the trailer, and you watch the trailer in the theaters. Then it comes the next week or 2 later online.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Lee, Lee, when we do the Netflix thing tomorrow, you don't have to watch it on Netflix. If you've got a copy of Alita, you can watch it because we're going to time it like we always do, you know. So it's
what was he saying with the Alita thing?
well, nothing really. I mean, you know, I just think that, you know, the more successful the Avatar films are, the better the chances for Alita. I think it gives Cameron more leverage, you know, and he does not have to direct it. You know, Robert Rodriguez can direct it. So
I want Robert to direct it.
So do I. I think he's going to be great. I think. And
Right,
another,
What
go.
was Lee saying though? Was Lee mentioning something?
No, he was just saying he canceled his Netflix account. So, you know, I guess the insinuation was he couldn't participate in the watch party tomorrow. Yes, you can. You just watch it on your DVD or your Blu-ray, whatever you got, you know, and then, you know, you can watch it with the rest of us. It's okay.
When is that happening?
Tomorrow. Yeah, I got a slide coming up on that. Okay. Yeah, I got a slide coming up. Avon, you were going to say something?
I'm going to nope out for tonight.
Okay.
1:50 a.m. So I think I'll plan to be up again at about 7:20 a.m. So I think it's about time for me.
All right. Well, I, if you want to stick around just a couple more minutes, we can get through this. Or if you want to go, it's okay. You know.
Yeah. Even I have a link for you in there.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to look that up later because my mind is almost zoning out now. So I better believe before I like.
Before you embarrass yourself.
Probably.
Nice to have you here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Till later time.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Take care.
So anyway, coming up on the channel, I guess tomorrow I got a music video coming out for Alita called Alita's Got Legs. It's a song done by ZZ Top, you know, and it's you know, kind of some of the scenes of Alita set to that music. And then on Monday, I guess I'm going to do, and that's why I kind of wish Vladi had stuck around, but I'm doing a video of another Hot Toys Alita video of Alex Lita and Vladi's Hot Toys Alita, you know, just shots that they've taken. You know, they kind of do, it's kind of like a mini photo shoot, and I just take their stills and put it into a video, you know. And then I guess on Wednesday, I'm going to have a kind of an AI-oriented thing of Alita going into battle, you know. So, you know, that's, you know, kind of got some, it's going to be stills, you know, but it's, you know, some AI-generated images of Alita, you know, fighting enemies and stuff like that. And then, of course, next week we got the Alita live stream, and I haven't come up with a topic yet. A lot of times I don't come up with a topic until the day before, but, you know, you can count on we will have an Alita live stream next week. So any other questions, guys, other than when are we going to get our sequel? Yes, that's a foregone conclusion, isn't it? All right, well, we can move on from this one. And the YouTube channel of the week is going to be someone called Mr. Studio. They do a lot of Alita stuff, and, you know, it's got over 70,000 subscribers, which is really good. So check him out. You know, there you see it's Mr. Studio Trailer is his YouTube handle. So you can, you know, go check that out and watch all that. He does a lot of Alita videos, and certainly you see there's a lot there that's AI. So, you know, anyway, I think next week I'm going to probably, if he's there, I'm going to I want to promote Enigma Seeker's channel too. Did we miss anything, guys? Well, I don't think we did either. anyway, as you can see from that center panel right there, Alita loves her Uncle Creek, and that's because he wants a sequel. And of course, we all want sequels in the Alita Army, and you know, Alita's our girl, and you know, we want her to get those sequels. So Disney, give us those sequels, damn it. Yeah, Lee, that's right. I'm missing those sequels too, man. You betcha. And then here's our queen right here. There's Rosa, and of course in the Creek's book, she's the #1 in the Creek's book in terms of being an actor. You know, she is phenomenal, man. I'm telling you, I don't want to start waxing lyrical about her, but you know, she's to see her on stage there at Pasadena Playhouse was just awesome, man. It was just freaking magnificent. Which you know, her portrayal of Roxanne, you know, in Cyrano de Bergerac. I mean, she was just freaking superb in that thing, you know. So anyway, it was really neat. Charlie and I had a lot of fun watching her, and she came out and talked to us, and you know, it was just a lot of fun, you know, chatting with her, you know, because she, you know, Rosa loves her fans. She does, you know. She now knows she's the queen of the Alita Army, so she's proud of that, I think, you know. And of course, I want to give shout outs to El Lamont and Jesse Fisher. They brought Screwhead to life, and we want to see Screwhead and Alita team up, you know, against Joshagon and Alita too. Because if the Creek has his way, it'll be a 3-hour movie with 2 arcs in it: the Motorball arc and the Zerkerpan arc. That's what I want, you know. And of course, in the Motorball arc, Screwhead's a motorball player. Now she's primarily a hunter warrior, but you know, she can play motorball. So you know, we get those, you know, get these two together as to team up along with some other pretty cool cyborgs, and I think that'll be a really cool arc in Alita too, you know. So anyway, we're hoping that happens, and the Creek has a lot of confidence that we're going to get that. So anyway, I don't know about the arcs. Now they put whatever they want in the movie, obviously, but
well, they're certainly going to do motorball. They have to.
Yeah.
That's #1 because that's why they pushed it up in the first film.
Yeah, I think so.
You know, so they're definitely going to do motorball. That's an absolute hands down.
I think so. I agree with you there, Johnny. So, but I want to see the Zerkerpan arc too. I want to see Alita fight that monster. You know, so it'd be cool seeing you know, Alita taking on Zapan in his berserker body, you know. And I know Ed Skrein, I saw in an interview, he wants to play Zapan again in the berserker body. He does. So, you know, that's good. Yeah, he does.
Promoting that Netflix movie.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in that. Yeah, that movie. What was it called?
That Snyder thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he wants to play Zapan again, and a lot of these actors want to play again. I know Elle said on Instagram that she would love to team up with Alita. You know, she'd be on board for that. You know, in an Alita Screwhead team up, I think is the way she put it. You know, so anyway, all 3 of these are really good at what they do, and they deserve that Alita sequel. That's what they deserve, all 3 of them. So, and the Creek wants them to get it too, as well. And tomorrow is going to be a watch party. Usually we do a manga reading on that. And I think since Alita is leaving Netflix on the 8th of May, and of course, if you're living down under, you live in past the international date line, it's the 9th of May. But we're going to do a watch party tomorrow. And, you know, kind of, if you don't have Netflix, don't panic. You know, you can still watch Alita on your personal, you know, whatever you have. If you got a DVD or something like that, you know, you can watch it. You know, you can, you know, kind of follow along with us. You know, we can't play the movie obviously because it's copyright, but you know, we'll have a timer up there, and you can, you know, definitely, you know, kind of stay up with us, and you know, and then we'll talk about it while the movie's playing and that sort of thing. It's going to be fun, I think. And today we have the Stammtisch after party. So that's going to happen. Did I pronounce that right, Smedrick?
Yeah, very good. Very
Yeah,
German.
yeah, very German. Yeah, and I guess Finn likes it too. I guess. So there's our girl on the right. She's having fun drinking that beer. You know, so. So anyway, join us for that. There's the and let me put the I'll put the link down the chat as well, so you can click on it and come on with us if you want. We'll hang in here, for a while anyway. It's getting pretty late for Smendrick, so we might not go a whole lot longer. But we do want you to come on and chat with us.
Now it's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yes. So anyway, we are the Alita Army. We are Alita advocates, and we support Alita and Rosa Salazar passionately and positively. Alita's our girl, and Rosa's our queen, and we want them to get those sequels. And certainly we do fundraisers and the like. And Disney, we are here to stay. You're not getting rid of us. We're never going away. I don't care if the creek's 190 years old. I'll still be doing Alita videos. If you don't give us that sequel, which I know we're going to get it. So, I got a whole bunch of confidence about that. So, but what's this? What's going on, Finn? Okay. Yeah, it looks like Lee says he's going to drop in. So, okay, that's cool. So anyway, we're the most positive fandom on the internet, and certainly we'd like for you to join us on the gaming network as well. We have a lot of fun with that. So why is that image there? Well, that image is there because I like it, and I'm not only am I the producer of the stream and stream manager, but I'm also the janitor. So, I clean things up as well. So that's the way that works. And to paraphrase Gruwishka, I'm only here for our girl and the Alita Army. And of course, we're all only here for our girl and the Alita Army and our queen. We're here for her as well. And we want those sequels. Give us those sequels, damn it. We want them. So that just leaves one thing left to do, and that is a call to action on my count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Film those
sequels, baby.
All right. So anyway, that's it. Thank you for joining us today, and join us for the Alita live stream next week, and come see us on the watch party tomorrow on Radio Chaos. Bye.
Take care.
What's up, Alita Army? This is Hot Toys Alita, and I hope you enjoyed this week's Alita live stream. Please join my Uncle Creek, Angelus, and our other guests for next week's show. Remember, I do not stand by in the presence of evil, and film those sequels, baby. See you next time.